Hi everybody, I'm Dr. John Douillard, and today I want to talk about one of my actually favorite herbs I've used for decades called Manjistha, Rubia cordifolia. And what's been interesting is lately I've been getting a lot of emails telling me that Manjistha causes cancer. And I wrote an article, it's on my website right now on the homepage at LifeSpa.com, saying, wait a minute, let's really get this clear here, okay? WebMD has a little thing where you can look up an herb and it tells you what it is. And then when you type in Manjistha, it comes up with an herb called madder, M-A-D-D-E-R. And one of the common names for Manjistha is Indian madder. But when you look at what WebMD lists of all the botanical names and common names for, they call Manjistha, Rubia cordifolia doesn't come up. So the herb that they're citing and gets pulled up when you type in Manjistha in WebMD, it's not Manjistha. So please know that to be true. I've written an article citing study after study after study that shows that Manjistha literally has been shown to do the exact opposite. It supports healthy replication of cells, nothing to do with cancer at all. So please absolutely know that, get that clear. Hopefully that'll stop all the confusion. It's really, and this is why in botanical medicine they only use the botanical name, the Latin botanical name. Common names are just confusing. I've written articles about Brahmi. In the south, Brahmi is Bacopa. In the north, Brahmi is Goticola or Centella Asiatica. Completely different herbs. In this case, they're both good, and none of them cause cancer. But in Manjistha, there's some other herb out there that is really, problematic, and you just don't ever go by common names. So please know that. But while we're at it, I figured I would just talk to you a little bit about Manjistha, one of my absolute favorite herbs. And I've realized that I never wrote an article about this herb that I've used so much, specifically for the lymphatic system for so many years. The lymph system is sort of the forgotten system in Western medicine. It is one of the main systems we treat in Ayurvedic medicine. It's one of the first systems we treat because the way the body works is it creates lymph first in the digestive system, and then the blood and the muscle, the fat, the bone, nerve, and reproductive tissue. So it builds from lymph. The lymph's off, everything's off thereafter. So the lymph is a really big thing. The study of longevity, called rasayana, rasa means lymph, is literally the study of the lymphatic system, which is how you move waste out of your body. So let's talk about Manjistha from the perspective of lymphatic movement. It's classified as an herb called Varna, and Varna is an herb that literally means the outward appearance or the color or complexion of your skin or face. It has to do with the quality, integrity, and health of the inner and outer skin. It's kind of known and named after its ability to make a glowing complexion, but that only happens when you have really good quality inner skin. It will also, though, its study shows that it reduces the excess accumulation of pigments in your skin by about 14% by inhibiting an enzyme called tyrosinase, which is one that actually allows the skin pigment to be excessive when you're in the sun, or you have toxins in your skin, or liver toxicity can kind of push out and make spots on your skin and things like that. Lymph congestion can do the same because we have something called the skin associated lymphatic tissue, and that can be used as an exit ramp for your impurities when the lymph system isn't draining effectively, or your intestines are constipated, or your liver is congested. So that's really important. The Manjistha has also been shown, and I'm citing study after study here, and you can go to my article on Manjistha at lifespa.com and read all the science. The studies that shows it's a natural stomach protective or gastroprotective. It protects the lining of the stomach and small intestine from being too dry or too wet, too much mucus. So it protects the stomach from irritation, and it balances the mucous membranes in your stomach. And that, by the way, from an Ayurvedic perspective, is where the lymphatic system starts. That first mucus balance of food and mucus in your stomach is called the ahara rasa. Rasa being lymph. It's where the lymph system literally starts in our body, is in the stomach, in that food bolus that that is the ahara rasa, which is really interesting. And one of the first studies that come up is that shows that Manjistha is a natural gastroprotective. It's also a natural immune booster. It's a natural lymph and blood cleanser and supports immune function. It has something that Ayurveda calls herbal intelligence or vibrational intelligence called jinga. And these are herbs that have intelligence, that they work with and support the natural homeostatic repair processing of the body. They're not just going to give you like a drug where it just overrules your body. It's going to be a blood pressure lowering agent. It's just going to lower your blood pressure. These work with function of your body. They support healthy flow of your lymphatic system, healthy flow of your blood, healthy function of your liver. They're natural antioxidants in the Manjistha that support healthy detoxification, that supports the natural increase of glutathione, superoxide dismutase, catalase, all these antioxidants that are powerful detoxifiers. And studies after studies show that these antioxidants work very aggressively and effectively through your lymphatic system, which is really important. Manjistha has been shown to be a natural heavy metal detoxifier. It's been shown to boost immunity. It's been shown to protect you from the damage and the stress of radiation. It's been shown to support a natural inflammatory response in the body because that's the drains. And if the drains and the lymphs are clogged, then everything backs up and creates a kind of a overzealous inflammatory reaction. Manjistha is sort of really interesting too because it's kind of cooling. It's a cooling herb, really good for your liver as well. But it's also got a little bit of boosting Agni properties in the tissues, so it actually breaks up kapha in your tissues. Kapha in your tissues is by definition lymph. So that's what's happening there, which is what makes it so unique, is it can kind of cool the inflammation, kind of heat and pitta aggravating symptoms down, but it also has this natural, very safe and tolerable kind of anti-kapha cleansing effect by boosting the Agnis in the tissues, which is, I think, really, really important. And then also other studies show that it works on supporting healthy blood sugar levels. It's been shown to protect the stomach and small intestine from stress, particularly acid stress from your stomach. Sometimes your stomach will dump acid into the intestinal tract, and sometimes, very commonly, the liver doesn't make enough bile to buffer those acids, and there's irritation of the intestinal lining that produces excess mucus that allows an undesirable, stable of bacteria to proliferate in your small intestine, creating digestive-related issues. And Manjistha helps protect the body from that acid stress, which is really cool. It's been shown in studies to support memory and cognitive function. It balances the hormone levels when under stress. And remember, your lymphatic system is, trying to do really three things. One, basically deliver fat, broken down, properly digested fat, as baseline energy to every cell of your body. Number two, it's your very important garbage can, takes all the undigested proteins and fats and gluten and things that we don't digest well, end up in your lymph. They congest your lymph and they create a host of lymphy symptoms like holding on to water and bloating, and prior to a woman's menstrual cycle, they'll swell and their breasts will become tender and break out, feel tired and lethargic, overall feeling of melancholy or tiredness or lethargy, hypersensitivity reactions to food or pollens and things like that, skin issues where you break out, ankle swelling, pain in your hands and your feet, pain in your body that moves around, feeling tired or really stiff first thing in the morning, and that gets better during the day. The headaches, tiredness, brain fog, these are all because the drains are clogged. These are all lymphatic related issues. And Manjistha has been shown to support the healthy flow of hormones through the lymphatic system, as well as healthy flow of neurotransmitters like GABA through the lymphatic system, supporting healthy mood and mood stability. So it's sort of a real thing. I don't mean to say this is some panacea and it's going to cure everything, but I do think that when you evaluate yourself, you really do need to evaluate your lymphatic system, which is why I wrote an ebook called The Miracle of Lymph. It's free. It's got over 100 scientific references. I've written a lot of articles on the lymph, the brain lymphs, the skin lymphs, and I think that because Ayurveda really talks about that primarily, first and foremost. So I think it's important to understand the lymphatic system a little bit better, and then you understand why Manjistha is so important. And we have other herbs for other aspects of the lymph, like, that we have a whole lymph kit that you can read about and read all the other herbs and strategies we have to help move your lymphatic system, including skin brushing and drinking hot water. I've written so many different techniques about that. Foods that will support your lymph system, anything that will make your shirt red or blue or black, like blueberries and blackberries and strawberries or pomegranates or cranberries or beets. Anything that will stain your skin has a lot of proanthocyanins, which are going to increase the antioxidant activity in your lymphatic system. All your leafy greens and hydration is key. And Rubia cordifolia Manjistha literally means red root. There's a Western herb called red root, also a lymph herb as well. So anything red that was historically used to dye things, it's going to be working effectively on your lymphatic system. But don't forget that the lymph starts in your stomach as it starts to make that ahara rasa, and making sure that your digestive system is really optimal is the key. We always want to go upstream and catch the imbalances before they become downstream problems. We usually have upstream solutions that are usually pretty straightforward and pretty easy with foods, herbs, and diet that can make the difference. So always be scrubbing, the strength and integrity of your digestion. Don't just take the food out and think you solved the problem. Fix the reason, and then you can choose to eat those foods or not. Always thinking, eating them more in a seasonal way, not just every day same food, because that's not possible from a natural nature perspective. All right, guys, thanks for listening. I'll see you next week.